Hi, everybody. Thanks for being with us today. Just excited to be able to spend some time talking through the new TNT record keeping card. Thanks so much for spending time with us today as we review some of the new functionality of the record keeping card. I just want to start by sharing a little bit about just the value and impact of awards. I remember just a little bit from my background. So I grew up in a military community where, awards are just something that is just visibly present every single day. A lot of our soldiers and men and women in uniform, they wear their awards and their ribbons and it's the recognition of rank on their uniform. So it's something that was just very visually present for me as a child growing up. But then I spent some time in the Boy Scouts too, and just see the recognition of awards. And just progressing through the Boy Scouts of America system. And then I remember when I jumped into Awana, one of the things that made Awana attractive for me as a child was just the fact that awards were present. Because awards are not just meaningless things. Awards are memories. At least that's how I relate to them. It's every single thing that appears on a vest or a shirt or a uniform it's a recall to a moment that contains a memory, so that I can remember and think back and see how far I've progressed through the program. They serve as reminders in a lot of ways to kids, and that's how I view them. In a lot of ways, they have great meaning. I think when we view them that way, as opposed to just handing out patches and badges, that it's not a meaningless thing. There is very deep meaning, and taking time to remember and recognize just the achievement of kids. They put a lot of hard work into this, and I just think that that's great. That our program contains this as well. I know that there's a lot of kids that look forward to it. A lot of kids that really gravitate to the fact that we do recognize at certain intervals along the way their progress throughout the program. So again, I just want to share that a little bit with you. I think it's valuable and meaningful. And let's go ahead and just dive right in now into the TNT record keeping card and talk a little bit about awards, because while the awards and uniforms do not change with this update, some of the structural philosophy of how awards are going to function with this new TNT update, those did change a little bit, and we're going to talk about that now with the rest of our through the rest of our time talking through the TNT record keeping card. What I'm going to go ahead and do is share my screen here, because I have a copy of the record keeping card. And here you'll see that we have the Mission Grace in Action record keeping card. Over here, and I'm just going to walk through just some of the components here of the record keeping card. And if you have questions at any point, please go ahead and feel free to go to awana.org/TNT update. Contact us if you have questions about it, and we'd be more than happy to pop on at a later date at another webinar just to address some of those questions that you may have. But I'm going to go ahead and spend some time just walking through what you see here in front of you. Which is, okay, so right here we've included some space for you to write the kid's name, what year, their salvation date, what team or leader that they are a part of, and then a date that they obtained their Alpha Award. Just some basic spaces there just to record vital information of your kids. And then underneath of it here where it says awards are cumulative, I want to spend right there because we put it in big, bold letters. Because that is one of the biggest changes in regard to the record-keeping functionality with the new TNT update. And here at the bottom it says, again, we have a nice exclamation point there inside of a road sign for you to just stop here and make sure that you understand and are informed of the change in this regard. But it says, give section awards and or bonus box recognition after every 4 consecutive or non-consecutive sections. Start zone sections are counted towards this. Award 1 silver and or 1 gold extra credit emblem after completing all extra credit sections in a unit, and write the date of completion in the space provided. So some big things here. First of all, give section awards and or bonus box recognition after every 4 consecutive or non-consecutive sections. That's one of the biggest changes that's coming with this update, is that awards are no longer progressive, but rather they are cumulative. In the past, you would have had to complete in order sections 1, 2, 3, and then it would trigger an award alert. You had to progress through the book, through the handbooks that way. Now we're saying it's cumulative, so it could be every 4 consecutive. So if you have a kid that just, hey, I want to do this every 4 in a consecutive fashion, awesome. But if you have kids that it's like, hey, I completed section 1.1, 1.3, 1.5, and then the Go lesson in the God Is unit, that's 4 sections right there. And so that would initiate an award alert. So it's every 4 consecutive or non-consecutive sections initiates an award alert. Now, one of the things that is different as well is that the start zone sections are counted towards this in awards. In the past, they haven't been included. So really, in the past, you had a kid come in, they had to complete the start zone, and then really their award was a big book that they then had to, I believe, get through like 3 sections. And then, so by the time they have memorized so much and done so much work just to be able to get to an award at a much later date, we wanted to include the start zone in this, because now I complete the first 2 sections of the start zone. My award just isn't just a handbook. It's now I can complete section 1.1, 1.2, and I am at my first award. I think this is just going to create greater opportunities to keep kids motivated through the program. And I just know, and I brought up this illustration in the past, that I was a TNT leader, and I just had kids that, like, it was January. We hadn't even made it through the start zone yet. So I think in some ways, by scaling it down and by putting it together like we have, it's going to keep kids motivated through their book. And it's just the reality that, we need to recognize the fact that our kids are busy. We do have kids that come in and out, that flow in and out of club. I mean, you do have kids that are consistent. I mean, their attendance is there. They are there every week. But then we have kids where, they're going to be there off and on throughout the year. And some of that irregularity in attendance, we didn't necessarily want to hinder their progression or achievement in the program. So by making awards cumulative in that way, I think it's just going to provide a great opportunity for kids to progress and move on through their book. And then you'll see that it says award 1 silver and or 1 extra credit emblem after completing all extra credit sections in the unit. And then write the date of completion in the space provided. So let's go ahead and look at some other things here. Let's go ahead and look at this corner right here. You'll see that we've created an award tracker chart for you. So you'll see that here in this first column, we have section emblems. There are a total of 8 possible section emblems for the handbook, and a section emblem is issued when they have completed, obviously, 4 or when they've completed 4 consecutive or non-consecutive sections. Now, one of the questions we received is, what is required to complete a section? They need to complete 4. They need to have all 4 of these components completed in order to receive the section sign-off. And that's in every lesson. There is a start here, explore, memorize, and a review. Now, the only difference in this may be that there are lessons, simply because I believe that section 1.1 doesn't have a review since it is the first one. So that there you're only going to have 3. But for the rest of them, you're going to have 4 components that need to be completed in order to obtain the section sign-off. And again, those are the start here, the explore, memorize, and review. And all 4 of those need to be completed for the section to be signed off. So after completing 4 of those lessons, that initiates an award alert, again, whether they're consecutive or non-consecutive, and then I'm going to issue a section emblem, and that there are 8 possibilities to do that throughout the year. You also see next to it, we have a column for bonus boxes. Bonus boxes are not required for section completion. However, if you do have students that are progressing and doing the bonus boxes, we've created a space for you to be able to award them in really whatever manner you want to. There are some churches that take this upon themselves to just come up with different awards to be able to recognize this. But there are 7 opportunities to recognize this. And again, that's every 4 completed, there's an opportunity to recognize a bonus box completion. And then you'll see that there are 4 extra credit silver, 4 extra credit gold. And again, going back to the paragraph, to award 1 silver and or 1 extra credit, or one silver and or 1 gold extra credit emblem after completing all extra credit sections in a unit. So again, so for every single unit, there's an emblem. Once all that extra credit is completed, go ahead and issue those awards. And then just to wrap up our time here, I do want to take you down here at the bottom and just show you the rest of the record keeping card. We've broken it out by unit just to help keep it organized. We do in these charts, each one of these charts corresponds with a section. For instance, this is part of the God Is unit. This is section 1.1. When they've completed all the section requirements for section 1.1, you will record the date completed, when the bonus box was completed, and or when the gold and silver extra credit was completed. And we've made one of these boxes for every single lesson, broken them down by unit, just to keep it nice and clean for you to be able to navigate that. This is the overview of the record keeping card. If you have questions, again, feel free to contact us at awana.org/TT update. We'd be more than happy to jump on there, or if you want to just send us a question on Facebook or Twitter, we'd be more than happy to engage with you on there. Thank you so much for your time and just watching this webinar. Again, I'm excited about this new update. I'm excited about our kids being able to progress, more kids being able to progress through the program, and just, again, to really obtain those memories, to just have those milestones along the way where we recognize them and say, I think this is great what God is doing through you. And just way to go. I think kids are walking into our churches and they're asking, do you see me? And this is just a really simple way as kids progress through the program that we can just say, hey, I see you and I see what God is doing in your life, and way to go. Good job. Keep it going. So again, thank you so much for your time. And again, if you have questions, we'd be more than happy to jump on here and talk to you in the future. But until then, take care and God bless.